All right. So, hello everyone. This is 12th ESIP PCB Zoology class test 7 discussion. So, let's start. Very first question is select the correct group of set of Australian marsupials exhibiting adaptive radiation. So, you can clearly see that numbered spotted cuscus, flying phalanger are the Australian marsupials here. So, C is the correct answer directly. Next, which of the following statement is true? Let's see. Flippers of penguins and dolphins are a pair of homologous organs. Nahi. Analogous structures are a result of divergent evolution. No. Sweet potato and potato is an example of homology. Again, no. Homology indicates common ancestry. Yes, it's correct. So the correct answer is D. The first organisms were it is chemoheterotrophs. All right, as they were taking the food from the inorganic materials that were present in the ocean water. So it is chemoheterotrophs. Next, the frequency of dominant and recessive alleles of a gene in a population are zero point 0.7 and zero point 0.3 respectively. The expected frequency for heterozygotes in the population is likely to be. So, what's given in this? Small p is given and small q is given. So, let's solve it here. See, what's given is small p is zero point 0.7 and small q is zero point 0.3. Small p stands for dominant trait alleles and small q stands for recessive. So what we have to find is 2pq. How will we do it? 2 multiplied by the value of zero point 0.7 and also multiplied by the value of q, which will give us 0.42 as the answer. When we will convert this value into percentage, we will get the value 42%. So here the correct answer is 42%. Next, which of the following provides most evident proof of evolution? It is fossils. As you can see it, as you can touch it, you can get all the information from those fossils. Next assertion. Pouched mammals of Australia survived after continental drift. It's correct. There was lack of competition from any other placenta mammals because they got drifted apart. So yes, it is also correct and hence it is also the correct explanation of A. Next, gases found in primitive atmosphere are C. It is Bombay. Thorn of bougainvillea and tendril of cucurbita are examples of homologous organs. Match the following. Australopithecines goes with the hunted with stone weapons but essentially ate fruit. Homo erectus will go with they probably ate meat. Neanderthal men will go with that they lived near East and Central Asia, and Ramapithecus will go with walk like gorillas. So here the correct answer is C. Next, genetic equilibrium refers to the phenomena in which the trait remains constant in a population. No, we are talking about genetic equilibrium. That is, the amount of genes should be constant in a population. So the correct answer is B. Next, evolution is not a directed process in the sense of determination. Yes, it means that you cannot tell whether the evolution will be happening in a very progressive manner or in a retrogressive manner. So it is not some directed process that in which direction the evolution will occur. And the next statement is evolution is a stochastic process based on chance events in nature and chance mutation in organism. It is also correct. So here the correct answer is B. Next question. Genetic drift occurs when a few individuals of a species colonize an island. See, it's telling the genetic drift occurs when a few individuals of a species. It means that the genetic drift acts on or works on small population. All right, and hence this phenomena is called the founder effect because there will be there will be a population in which there will be certain other organisms also which will be getting derived from the main population, out of which that smaller population will grow its population more and more. So this is the founder, and hence they will make their own population. This is the founder effect. Next, assertion: in polluted environments, melanic moths were more selected by nature. Yes, melanic moths were able to camouflage themselves during industrialization. It is also true, and the explanation is also correct. Match the following. Louis Pasteur goes with disapproved spontaneous generation, that is A third. So it will be A. Next, true or false? Sea cows, seals, whales, and dolphins are some mammals that live only in water. Yes, it's correct. Homology is accounted for by the idea of branching descent. It is also correct. Mutations are random and directionless. Yeah. While Darwinian variations are small in direction, it is also correct. Hence, D is the answer. The theory of spontaneous generation stated that life arose from life forms only. No. Life can arise from both living and non living. Again, no. Life can arise from non living. Yes. C is the correct answer. So this equation represents population genetics as this Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium or Hardy-Weinberg equation. It goes for the population itself. Which of the following had the smallest brain capacity? It is Homo habilis. The resistant organism cells appear over a time scale of centuries, which is wrong. The resistant organisms cells appear over a time scale of centuries? No. Why? Because it will occur in days or months. So this statement is wrong. Excess use of antibiotics has resulted in the selection of resistant varieties. It is correct. So here the correct answer is A is false, but R is true. Evolution by natural selection have started when cellular forms of life with differences in metabolic capability originated on Earth. Yes, it is correct. Essence of Darwinian theory about evolution is natural selection. This is also correct, and hence B is the answer. Australian marsupials can be taken as an example of adaptive radiation. Yes, because see, a number of marsupials evolved from an ancestral stock, but all within the Australian island. Whatever the types of marsupials developed or arose, they were in the particular land habitat itself, that is Australia. So both the statements are correct. Next, which of the following statements are correct? Survival of the fittest is based on the characteristics that are inherited. Darwinian variations are small and directional. Yes. The fitness is the end result of the ability to adapt. Of course, genetic drift operates in small population. Yes. Genetic drift operates in large populations. No. Presence of genetic drifts upsets the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Yes, it is also correct. So here, leaving fifth, every sentence is correct. So here the answer is D. Next, which of the following is not the example of evolution by anthropogenic actions? That is, Darwin's finches, it was natural, right? Both Charles Darwin and Air Walls were influenced by the Essay on Human Population by T.R. Malthus. Next, see, this diagram It clearly indicates about the disruptive. So type 3 is disruptive, and hence the correct answer is C. Which of the following is from the same lineage as that of Triceratops, that is Stegosaurus? In his theory of evolution, Lamarck explained effect of environment on organisms, correct? Inheritance of acquired characters, correct? Use and disuse of organs. So the answer is B. Next, natural selection is the outcome of difference in survival and reproduction among individuals that have shown variation in one or more traits. That is what natural selection is. So it is correct. Adaptive forms of a given trait to become more common, less adaptive ones becomes less common or disappear. Yes, it is also correct. So here both the statements are correct. Next, in a population, homozygous and heterozygous individuals are in a certain proportion. This proportion can't be changed by. We have to see which is not affecting its population. That is, see, natural selection, of course, it will bring changes in the population, mutation also, recombination also, but not the use and disuse of organs. So D is the correct answer. Which one of the following sequences was proposed by Darwin and Walsh for organic evolution? See, the correct answer over here is C. And it goes like this, that every organism has an enormous amount of ability to reproduce. So its overproduction can be done by any organism or any population of an organism. But still, the population size remains constant due to the resources being provided in that habitat. And hence, during the struggle for those resources, now variations are coming. And while the variations are coming, that those particular organisms in that population are being naturally selected. So C is the correct answer. In Galapagos Islands, Darwin found different varieties of finches originated from a common ancestor. The original variety of these finches were they were seed eating. Embryological support for evolution was proposed by Ernest Haeckel. Von Baer disapproved it. So do not get confused within it that Ernest Haeckel supported the embryological theory. Statement A, adaptive ability is inherited. Correct. Adaptive ability has a genetic bias. Yes, that's why it is inherited. So both the statements are correct. Next, biochemical similarities are performing a given function among diverse organisms give clues for common ancestries. Yes, because biochemical similarities we are talking about. This is Darwin's finches. Diagrams are given, and straight away the answer will go with the adaptive radiation. We have to find the incorrectly matched pair. And here straight away the answer is Homo erectus probably did not eat meat. Balki they eat meat. The bones of the forelimbs of whale, bat, cheetah, and man are similar in structure because they share a common ancestor. So they were going through divergent evolution, homologous organs, right? Match the following. Lobed fins will go with the evolve into first habitat. Tyrannosaurus rex will go with carnivores 20 feet in height. Dinosaur, they disappeared about 65 million years ago, and reptiles will go with amniotes and lay thick shelled eggs. So here the correct answer is D. D. True or false? Geological history of Earth closely correlates with the biological history of Earth. Of course, when there were some changes in the Earth, so the changes were also occurring in the organism level also, or biological forms of the Earth also. Next, non-cellular forms of life possibly originated around 3 million years ago. No, it was 3 billion years ago. So this statement is wrong. First life forms originated in seawater, of course, true. So the correct answer is C. True, false, true. In present times, the origin of life is not possible from inorganic compounds due to because of high concentration of O2 straight away. Assertion: gene flow increases genetic variations. Of course, more the gene flow, more the genetic variations will be there, है ना? Because new genes are being introduced, so new variations will also be getting introduced. Now, random introduction of new alleles into recipient population and their removal from donor population affect allele frequency. Of course, this is what I was telling earlier now. So here it is the correct explanation also. Which evidence of evolution related to Darwin's finches? It is biogeographical distribution, that from the South America they got distributed onto the Galapagos Islands, and hence adaptive radiation occurred in the Darwin's finches also. It is what biogeographical distribution is called. Statement A: evolution is not occurring at all at the present. No, totally wrong. Evolution takes a very short time. No, this is also wrong. So A is the correct option. Which of the following is not true about the Big Bang theory? Not true. Incorrect one. Single use explosion, correct. Universe expanded and temperature came down, correct. Hydrogen and helium formed along with this expansion. No, it formed sometime later. So this statement is incorrect, and hence this is the correct option. In a population of 1,000 individuals, 360 belong to the genotype capital A, 482 capital A small a, that is the heterozygotes, and the remaining 160 to small a, that is the recessive individuals. Based on this data, the frequency of allele A in the population is, we have to just find the allele A. Okay, we'll solve it over here. See, we are given AA, that is 360. But this 360 is out of 1,000. What we have to find is capital A only. All right, so let's solve it. On squaring A, taking the square of A and taking the square of 36 and taking the square of 100. We can write this in this form also. Square से square cut गया, and we will get the value of capital A as 0.6. So here the correct option is 0.6. Match the following. Saltation. It was introduced by Hugo de Rys. Inheritance of acquired characters. It goes with Lamarck. Branching descent and natural selection will go with the Darwin. So here the correct option is A. Natural selection, where more individuals acquire specific character value other than the mean character value. So here there is no loss of characters, loss of traits. So it is not stabilizing change. It is directional change. All right. One character is getting hyped up. Other character is slowly decreasing. So this is directional change. The factor that leads to founder effect in a population is, it is genetic drift. We have also talked about this question in, earlier also in the other question also. Next, capital P is a type of selection that favors both small sized and large sized individuals. Capital P eliminates most of the members with mean expression so as to produce two peaks in the distribution. See, now the hint is in the question itself that in the graph of a natural selection, there are two peaks and two peaks arise in disruptive selection. So hence the answer is A. Match the following. Analogous organs will go with the wings of bird and butterfly. Miller and Urey will go with experiment of chemical evolution. O'Parren and Haldon will go with chemical evolution because they gave this theory. And human embryo have gills. It will go with ontogeny repeats phylogeny. So here the correct answer is D. True or false? Evolutionary biology is the study of history of the life forms on Earth. Yes, it is true. When we look at the stars on a clear sky, we are in a way looking back in time. Of course, this is also true. Stellar distances are measured in kilometers. No, this is false. And it is measured in light years, right? The universe is only a speck. No, the Earth is only a speck. So this is also a wrong statement. So the correct option is A. True, true, false, false. Random genetic drift in a population probably results from large population size. No, genetic drift always works for small population. Highly genetically variable individuals. No, interbreeding within small isolated population. Yes, this is the correct option. Small population. Assertion. Theory of chemical evolution proposed that life came from pre-existing non-living organic molecules. Yes, it is correct. Primitive earth conditions led to the production of organic molecules. Let's see whether this reason is actually the correct explanation of assertion or not. Let's see. Theory of chemical evolution proposed that life came from pre-existing non-living organic molecules. Okay, the reason, because see, it works like why the life came from pre-existing non-living or organic molecules, because the earth provided those conditions. Primitive earth conditions led to the production of organic molecules. So yes, it is answering the why of the assertion. So it is the correct explanation also. Next, the most recent era in geological time scale is, straight away, the answer is Cenozoic. The correct order of evolutionary scale is Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. C is the correct answer. Which of the following is a placental mammal? It is bobcat. Rest all are Australian mammals, marsupials. है ना? Ichthyosaurus. It is fish-like reptiles in 2000 million years ago. Coelacanth, caught in South Africa in 1938. Giant pteridophytes, they fell to form coal deposits, and dinosaurs disappeared about 65 million years ago. So here the correct option is B. Animal husbandry and plant breeding programs are the example of directly its artificial selection. Appearance of antibiotic resistant bacteria is an example of, again, its anthropogenic action. Name the animal that evolved into the first probable amphibians and lived on both land and water, that is coelacanth. There was no life in. See, we are able to see organism in this era, and this era also. So the correct answer is Ageoic era. Which one of the following statement is correct about Australopithecus? Okay, let's see. They essentially ate fruits. This is correct. They used stone weapons for hunting. Yes, and they are also the transitional stage from where ape and humans can be differentiated. So all are correct. Which of the following is used as the atmospheric pollution indicator? Straight away, it is lichens. Which of the following statements correctly defines the phenomena of genetic drift? Right. It is random change in gene allele frequency. Yes. It occurs by chance. It is directional. No. It causes elimination of certain alleles. Yes. It may cause elimination also. It may cause addition also of certain alleles. So either way it is correct. So the correct answer is D. Invertebrates were formed and active by 500 million years ago. Correct. We have to find the incorrect one. So here, the first organism that invaded land was single-celled animals. No, it was plants. So C is the incorrect one. Hardy-Weinberg principle is the stable allele frequency in a population, because Hardy-Weinberg principle tells about the population in which there has not been any natural selection, any genetic drift, any gene migration, any gene flow, any recombination also. So it is stable allele frequency. Change in gene frequency of a population means that the evolution is in progress. Yes. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is not achieved. It got disturbed. Yes. There may be selection also. There may be migration or mutation. So all of the above. Next, the theory of spatial creation states that God created life by his divine act of creation. Correct. Louis Pasteur rejected the theory of spontaneous generation. Yes, but this is not the correct explanation of A. So B is the correct answer. Next, earliest organisms that appeared on the earth were non-green and presumably anaerobes, of course, because sunlight was not getting into the atmosphere of the earth. The first autotrophic organisms were the chemoautotrophs that never released oxygen. Yes, this is also correct, but it is not the correct explanation. Mark the correct statements. Carl Ernst von Baer noted that embryo never passed through adult stages of other animals and thus discarded Haskell's embryological support of evolution. This is correct. Homology in vertebrate brain indicates common ancestry. This is also correct. Theory of acquired character was given by Davis. No. After industrialization, the white moth population decreased due to predators. Yes, it is correct. So, first, second, and fourth are the correct. Which was absent in the atmosphere at the time of origin of life? It was oxygen. In Hardy-Weinberg equation, the frequency of heterozygous individual is represented by 2 people. Next, match the following. Genetic drift. See, change in the population's allele frequency due to chance alone. Natural selection, difference in survival individuals. Gene flow, that is the immigration, coming or going of the genes into a population. Mutation, source of the new alleles. So, correct option is study of fossils is called paleontology. Identify the incorrect statement. In natural selection, heritable variations enable better survival. This is correct. Variations due to gene flow changes allele frequency in future generations also. Yes, it is correct. Gene flow occurs due to multiple gene migration. Yes, genes are moving from one population to another. So hence, there will be addition or elimination of the genes in a particular population, which is we are calling gene flow. So yes, it is correct. And the D option is none of the above. So that's the correct answer. All are correct. Actually, there was none of the incorrect statement. Which theory regarding the origin of life is alternatively also called panspermia? And the direct answer is cosmozoan theory. Match the following. Vertebrate hearts will go with homologous organs. Eyes of the octopus and mammals will go with analogous and vermiform appendix with the vestigial organs. So here the correct option is D. Match the following. Lemur will go with spotted cuscus. Bobcat will go with Tasmanian tiger cat. Anteater will go with numbat, and flying squirrel will go with flying phalanges. So here the correct option is A. The most accepted line of descent in human evolution is, see, the oldest one was Ramapithecus, so C is the correct one. Here is the given diagrammatic representation of evolutionary history of vertebrates through geological periods. Identify the geological periods and select the correct option. And here the correct option is A. A is Cretaceous, B is Triassic, C is Quaternary, and D is Carboniferous. Next, which of the following condensed to form galaxies of present day universe? And it was hydrogen and helium. These were the gases that were formed little bit sometime later after the universe formation. Statement 1. Thorns and tendrils of bougainvillea. Thorn and cucurbita represent homology. It is correct. Homologous organs have similar functions but are in different in their structural details and origin. What this is was. So here the correct answer is B. The fitness, according to Darwin, refers only to physical fitness. No, it was related to reproductive fitness. So this statement is false. To outbreed others, a population must survive better in natural conditions. This is correct. So here the correct option is statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. Which is the most primitive ancestor of man? Again, it is Ramapithecus. In which condition gene ratio remains constant in the species? It means that Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is accepted. That is random mating. Here, recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. So after chlorophyte, it is tracheophyte. Okay, tracheophyte. Oh. Then after rhinia, it is Psilophyton. After progymnosperm, it is seed ferns. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Next, what was the name of the sail ship used by the Charles Darwin during his sea voyage? It was HMS Beagle. For a long time, it was believed that life came out of decaying and rotting matter like straw, mud, etc. This was the theory of spontaneous generation. Genetic drift is change of gene frequency from one generation to another. Reptilian ancestors of the mammals were the therapsids. Which of the following statements regarding the evolution of plants and animals are correct? Amphibians evolved into reptiles, correct. Fish with stout and strong fins could move on land and go back to water. This was about 350 million years ago. Again, correct. Giant ferns fell to form gold deposits slowly, correct. About 65 million ago, giant dinosaurs died out. Archaeopteryx is the connecting link between birds and reptiles, and hence all the statements are correct. Match the following. Homo habilis will go with 650 to 800 cc. Homo neanderthalensis will go with 1400 cc. Homo erectus will go with 900 cc, and Homo sapiens will go with 1350 cc. So here the correct option is D. And you can see that the Homo habilis has the smallest brain cranial capacity. The fossils of Homo erectus were discovered in, it was discovered in actually Java, and it existed about 1.5 million years ago. So here A is the correct option. Industrial melanism in moths provides example of directional selection because melanic moths were also there in the population, and in the nature or in the environment, melanic moths and the white moth both were present. Nothing got totally eliminated, just only their population varied. So it is directional selection. The homologous organs are those that show similarity in origin, the process by which organisms with different evolutionary history evolved similar phenotypic adaptations in response to a common environment challenge is called convergent evolution. See again what the question is telling you. The process by which organisms with different evolutionary history evolve into phenotypic adaptations when they are coming into the same environment. But earlier they were earlier they were in different environment with different abilities, but when they came into the same environment, those organisms developed same features. So it is convergent evolution. Select the correct statement from the following. Darwinian variations are small and directionless? No. Fitness is the end result of the ability to adapt and get selected by nature? Yes, it is correct. Evolution is progressive development of a race. Only progressive? It's not necessary. It can be deprogressive also. History and development of race along with variation. Yes, this is correct. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Life processes are consequences of reactions that occur in an organism. No. Living organisms are made of inorganic and organic compound. I mean to say this is the correct option. We have to find the incorrect one. So this is also correct. Life comes from pre-existing life. Yes, this is also correct. Genes are not responsible for the stability or changeability of species. No, they are responsible. So this is the incorrect one. Basis of life are nucleic acids because they are only getting transferred from one generation to the next, and genes are forming overall basis of life. So this was it for evolution. Thank you.